understanding that a lot of you guys are into business or plan on going into business, right? And one thing that I want you to know right off the bat, and you've heard it before, there's a big difference between theory and practicality. Big difference. You know, between, you know, you studying this theory and studying that theory. There are countless stories of people that were very, very successful in business that have never gone to school. You know, I know this might not sit right with some academians in the audience, but there are many people that are doing very, very well in business that have not gone to high school, have not gone to college. And what is it about them that makes them have that passion and makes them have that success is what the question is, you know. And then there are people that will go to school for business and don't do well at all in business. So the thing that's important for you to understand or overstand is the fact that what drives a person to become very successful is their passion. You've heard it all before from all of the motivational speakers. You know, it's your passion. Most people do things not out of passion. They do it out of necessity. They do it out of following tradition. You know, my mother was a doctor, so I'm going to be a doctor. Or my father was a lawyer, so I'm going to be a lawyer, and I'm going to follow in that same footstep. And they feel that sense of pressure to follow in that same footstep. When in actuality, your spirit is telling you to do something juxtaposed to that, just totally the opposite of that, right? There's a passion that you have deeply embedded in you, right? And here you are struggling in certain classes because you're not there. You know, oh, your body's here, but your mind is, the OJ said, oh, your body's here with me, but your mind is on the other side of town. You know, that's the deal. You know, so if you need to really take a look at, right, take a real hard look at the field or concentration that you are in or you plan on going in. Is this something that you are truly, truly, truly passionate about? Let's take this gentleman, for instance. Like, let's say you're into chemistry, right? Every time someone comes near you, all you do is you just pop out formulas out your head. Every time they turn around, they see you. And you're like, you're just a walking formula, right? And I don't mean to anthropomorphize you, but the thing is, it's like, when they see you, they just run the other way because all you talk about is chemistry. You feel me? You know, take you, for instance, right? You know, it could be, you could be passionate about engineering, right? You have engineering bed sheets, engineering wallpaper. I mean, your wallpaper has engineering formulas and whatever it is. That's how you blow in life, is you being so super duper passionate about it. And that's what makes people successful. You know, the best of actors don't act, they channel. The best of speakers don't lecture. They have a conversation with the audience. They converse with the audience. You know, if you're really, really, really into cars, you're really, really into it, you become that car. You know, every piece of that car becomes a part of you. For myself, I'm in heaven reading Michael Foucault. I'm in heaven reading metaphysics. I'm in heaven. It's not a job. It's not arduous. It's like, oh, my God. You know, or I haven't read much Shakespeare, but just reading hardcore literature, Voltaire and whoever, I'm in heaven doing that. I'm reading old newspapers, right? You know, that's me. You know, the newspapers pile up. I won't throw them out unless I've read them. Every time every time you say a word, if I don't know it, I look it up. You know, I'm a lover of words. I don't let words go by me. If I'm watching Keith Olbermann or whoever I'm watching, right? You say something, if I don't know it, I look it up and I put it into my dictionary, electronic dictionary, and then I take it from there. You know, so it's about following your passion. It's also about you not allowing yourself to fall into this headset that a lot of universities will have you fall into, which is this sense of individualism. You have to be very, very, very careful about that. And I might ruffle a little feathers by saying that, but I'm going to keep it 100, as the young kids say. I'm going to keep it real with you, right? Be careful about feeding and falling into this individualistic headset. I, me. It's all about expediency, and it's all about live fast, whatever. No, it's not about you. It's about service. True happiness is in service. True happiness is in give back. You know, true happiness that's where you find true happiness. It's not in consumption. You know, we've been classically conditioned to think that. It's all about making a whole lot of money, you know, having a car. I was going to say a couple of wives. That was a Freudian slip. Having a car, a wife, one wife. That was a Freudian. I was going to say a couple of wives. Pardon me with that. That's another conversation. Yeah, that's a Freudian slip there, right? But, you know, picket fence and 3.5 kids. No, it's not about that. You know, where you just cocoon yourself and you just be in your own world. And you see technology, right, has really, it's double-edged. It's, on one end, it's good because in terms of the degrees of separation, it used to be 6 degrees of separation. What is the degrees of separation now due to modern technology? Anybody want to volunteer? 2. There you go. Some people even say it's 1 degree of separation. So as a result of that, right, that's good. You get information real quickly, and you can reach the most amount of people in the least amount of time. But Houston, we have a problem. When you're in corporate America, I'm sitting in a cubicle right next to you, and I'm texting you. As opposed to getting up and saying, what's going on? Good morning. And I'm texting you, and you're in a cubicle right next to me. That's a problem with that. You know, Faith Popcorn in the Popcorn Report talked about the notion of cocooning. So what's happening is that modern day technology, you think is making us have less and less degrees of separation, and that might be the case, but at the same token, we're becoming further and further and further apart. So it's very important that you hold on to that personal side of business, that you hold on to your personal side of relationships, that you don't allow modern technology to push you away from humanity, to push you away from human relationships. Visit people, see people, okay? Don't just call people, because that's another form of artificial communication, whether you realize it or not. You're communicating with them, but there is a certain artificialness about that because you're not actually there. You live in your life. You have to live with yourself. You have to live with the decisions that you make, the whole nine. As far as business goes, what a lot of people don't pay attention to is branding. You are a brand. When you go into business, you are a brand. Your name is a brand. Your image is a brand. You have to pay attention to your health. You have to pay attention to how you eat. You have to pay attention to how you think, what comes out your mouth, what goes in your mouth. All of these things are a part of what makes you a successful, or will help make you a very successful entrepreneur. And that's the bottom line. So with branding, it's very important for you to guard your brand, take care of your brand, nurture your brand, and take it from there.